As chairman of the Oversight and Accountability Subcommittee on Foreign Affairs, I, along with the entire team, we did a lot to look at the events and the causes leading up to the American withdrawal from Afghanistan in August of 2021. For today's roundtable on Taliban reprisals, we are focusing on the effect of that decision. Since the catastrophic withdrawal from Afghanistan, the Biden administration, in my opinion, they've been caught in a cycle of lies. And there's an old saying that where you tell one lie, you have to tell another one and another one and another one to keep covering up the lies that have been told, and you don't get out of that cycle. And I think that's the kind of situation that we're in right now, where there's a lie being told to cover up another, to cover up another, to cover up another. And you see this from President Biden's remarks. President Biden called the evacuation of Afghanistan an extraordinary success. We know that that was a lie. President Biden said that if there were American citizens left after August 31, then we're going to stay until we get them all out, unquote. We know that that was a lie. Secretary of State Blinken said that there were less than 200 Americans left in Afghanistan after the withdrawal, and closer to 100 if he was putting a fine point on it. We know that that was a lie. Foreign Affairs hearing in September of last year, Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Victoria Nuland said that she, quote, didn't believe that the administration had seen a consistent pattern of those Afghans who worked and supported our efforts in Afghanistan being murdered by the Taliban. That's a lie that to this moment is resulting in people fearing for their life. These are the facts. Banu Nagar, an Afghan police officer, was shot dead in front of her husband and children while she was 8 months pregnant. But the administration doesn't see a consistent pattern of those Afghans who worked and supported our efforts in Afghanistan being murdered by the Taliban. Mohammed Hashim, an Afghan police chief who had helped the United States, was tortured for 49 days and then was hanged to death. But the administration's not seeing the pattern. Haji Akazi, a government security official, surrendered since the Taliban had pledged amnesty. He was killed. But apparently there's no track record of these reprisal killings. Allah Halimi, a military officer, arrested in August with no charge. A week later, his family received his body without his head. But apparently no track record. 96% of SIV applicants were left behind. 70% of U.S. troops say that their interpreters did not make it out or they lost contact with them. The news cycle may move on and people will tell us to turn the page, but we can't turn the page because this chapter is still being written as we speak. To our friends and allies who are left in Afghanistan in August of 21, every day has been an abandonment and unfortunately broken promises. This wound is still bleeding for many of us. I want to thank all of our witnesses for being here today, especially the veterans groups that have honored us by being a part of this discussion. The work that you all do is vital. I believe that to my core. You are valuable, your time is valuable, and your service has been invaluable. I thank you all for taking the time to come in and bring this subcommittee up to speed on what you have witnessed with your own eyes, your first-person perspective. And to those veterans who may be watching but cannot express their frustration because they're worried that they might be perceived as quote-unquote angry veterans, I would say that you're justified in your rage. And that makes all the difference in the world. This roundtable is not a group therapy to get over a war that is, to some, over. The war is clearly not over for the veterans who are fighting internal battles and for our allies who depend on us and were left behind. For them, they are living this battle still every single day in a very personal way. In fact, all Americans should be furious that our friends and their families were left behind. They should be furious at the administration who will go to extra lengths to cover up those lies, because the lies that are still being told today are what are resulting in the day-to-day risk to life of those that served alongside of us. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. I will be back on YouTube with more exclusive content, so stay tuned.